Okay, so you're interested in AI for entrepreneurs, and you sent over this French podcast.
Mm.
So let's dive in.
Yeah, let's do it.
It's hosted by Alexia Kabir.
Okay.
She's got a ton of startup experience,
Mm-hmm.
and she's a real expert in meta advertising.
Wow.
And she's totally convinced that AI is going to completely change how people launch and run businesses,
Yeah.
like no matter how big or small.
Interesting.
You know what really stood out to me?
What's that?
It's that she's not just hyping up AI.
Oh, yes.
She's actually using it in her own businesses.
Yeah, it's refreshing to hear from someone who's actually, in the trenches.
Totally.
Right.
Yeah.
Alexia's perspective comes from real-world experience.
Yes.
And that makes her advice so much more practical and relatable.
Absolutely. And I
Yeah.
think that's exactly what you're looking for.
Mm-hmm.
Like practical advice on how to actually use AI in your own ventures.
For sure.
So let's unpack some of Alexia's insights.
Yeah, let's get into it.
She talks a lot about how AI is becoming increasingly accessible. It's not just this exclusive club for tech giants anymore.
That's a huge shift.
Right.
Yeah. Previously, if you wanted to leverage AI, you needed a whole team of data scientists
Oh, yeah.
and a massive budget.
Have fun.
But now there are so many tools and platforms
I know. It's amazing.
that make AI accessible to individual entrepreneurs and startups.
It's like the playing field is leveling out.
Totally.
Right.
Yeah,
So even if you're just starting out, you can tap into the power of AI.
for sure.
One thing that's really cool is how Alexia breaks down how AI can be used in different areas of a business.
Okay.
She starts with ideation and planning,
Yeah.
which is something every entrepreneur can relate to.
Yeah, I found that part really interesting.
Oh, yeah?
She talks about how tools like ChatGPT can actually help you brainstorm new ideas.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
And even develop entire business plans.
That's crazy.
Imagine instead of staring at a blank page, you can have a conversation with an AI
Yeah,
and get feedback and suggestions in real time.
that's mind-blowing.
Right.
Yeah, it's almost like having a brainstorming partner on demand.
Exactly.
And I remember she had a great example about using AI for competitor research.
Yes. She was talking about how you can feed information about your competitors into an AI tool,
Mm-hmm.
and it can analyze things like their marketing strategies,
Okay.
product offerings, and customer reviews.
Wow.
It can even identify potential gaps in the market that you could capitalize on.
So instead of spending hours manually digging through websites and reports, you can get these insights delivered to you almost instantly.
Right.
It seems like AI could save entrepreneurs a ton of time.
Time is an entrepreneur's most valuable asset.
So true.
And Alexia really emphasizes how AI can help with automation.
Okay.
Tools like Zapier, for example, can connect different apps
Uh-huh.
and automate repetitive tasks.
Got it.
Imagine automatically sending welcome emails to new subscribers or updating your social media accounts with your latest blog post.
That's a game changer for anyone who feels constantly bogged down by administrative tasks.
Right. It frees you up to focus on the big picture, the
Yeah.
strategic stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Speaking of strategy, Alexia also talks about how AI can help entrepreneurs make better decisions through data analysis.
Right? We're in the age of data.
We are.
But making sense of all that data can be overwhelming.
It really can.
Alexia highlights platforms that use AI to analyze things like market trends, customer behavior, and sales patterns.
Mhm.
They can even predict future outcomes based on historical data.
That's like having a crystal ball for your business. But instead of magic, it's powered by data and algorithms.
Right.
Yeah, so no more relying on gut feeling or guesswork.
Exactly.
But you can make data-driven decisions.
And because it's AI-powered, it can process vast amounts of information far faster and more efficiently than any human could.
Right.
This gives entrepreneurs a real competitive edge.
For sure.
Yeah.
One of the examples that really stuck with me was how she used AI to optimize pricing for her online courses.
Oh, yeah. Tell me more about that.
Well, she had all this data about previous course sales,
Okay.
customer demographics, and even competitor pricing.
Wow.
She fed all that data into an AI platform,
Uh-huh.
and it recommended the optimal price point for her new course launch.
Interesting.
Right? It took into account all these different factors
Yeah.
and came up with a price that maximized her revenue potential.
So instead of just picking a number out of thin air, she had data to back up her pricing strategy.
Smart. I'm starting to see how AI can be applied to so many different aspects of running a business.
And this is just scratching the surface.
Right.
What's really exciting is that new AI tools and applications are emerging all the time.
Right. It's like a rapidly evolving landscape. Speaking of evolving, Alexia also dives deep into Meta's world and AI-powered advertising,
Yeah.
which is a topic I know you're particularly interested in.
Absolutely. Meta's platforms reach billions of users globally.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And their advertising tools are becoming increasingly sophisticated, largely thanks to AI.
Okay, so how is AI changing the advertising game on platforms like Facebook and Instagram?
Well, one of the biggest changes is the level of targeting that's now possible.
Okay.
AI allows Meta to analyze vast amounts of user data,
Mm-hmm.
everything from demographics and interests to online behavior and purchase history.
That's a lot of data.
It is. And by using AI to process all this data, Meta can create incredibly specific audience segments.
Okay.
So as an advertiser, you can target your ads to people who are much more likely to be interested in your product or service.
That's a far cry from the old days of just targeting people based on their age and location.
Oh, no, right.
Yeah, no more throwing spaghetti at the wall and hoping something sticks.
Exactly. AI allows for laser-focused targeting,
Okay.
which means your ads are more likely to be seen by the right people,
Mm-hmm.
and that leads to better results and a higher return on your advertising investment.
I see where you're going with this.
Yeah.
So it's not just about reaching more people, it's about reaching the right people.
Right.
But how does AI actually help create those hyper-targeted ads?
Well, AI algorithms can analyze all those data points I mentioned earlier and identify patterns and connections that humans might miss.
So it's doing the work that we can't.
Exactly.
Wow.
For example, it might discover that people who buy a certain type of running shoe are also likely to be interested in organic food delivery services or travel documentaries.
That's fascinating. It's like AI is uncovering hidden connections between seemingly unrelated things.
It is, and that's incredibly valuable for advertisers because it allows them to target their ads to people who are much more likely to convert into paying customers.
So instead of guessing who might be interested in your product, you have data-driven insights to guide your targeting strategy. It seems like AI is taking a lot of the guesswork out of advertising.
It is, and it goes beyond just targeting. AI is also being used to create dynamic ad campaigns that adapt in real time based on user behavior.
Okay, now that sounds really futuristic. Tell me more about these dynamic ads.
Imagine this. Someone visits your website and browses a particular product but doesn't buy it. Later, they're scrolling through their Facebook feed, and boom, they see an ad for that exact product, maybe even with a special discount, to entice them to come back and make a purchase.
That's clever. So the ad is personalized based on their previous actions.
Exactly. And AI is making that level of personalization possible.
I see.
It can track user behavior across different platforms and devices, and then use that information to deliver highly relevant and engaging ads.
So it's not just about targeting the right audience, it's also about delivering the right message at the right time.
Precisely. It's about creating a seamless and personalized advertising experience that feels less intrusive and more helpful to the user.
Now this all sounds incredible,
It is.
but I imagine there's a steep learning curve when it comes to using these AI-powered advertising tools. It can feel overwhelming to even know where to begin.
You're absolutely right. It can be a lot to take in, especially if you're not familiar with the world of AI and data analytics.
Yeah.
But Alexia offers some really practical advice on how to get started.
Okay, let's hear it. What are her top tips for entrepreneurs who are ready to dive into the world of AI-powered advertising?
Well, Alexia really stresses the importance of starting small. Don't feel like you need to overhaul your entire advertising strategy overnight.
That makes sense. It's easy to get caught up in all the hype and try to do too much too soon.
Exactly. Instead, pick one specific campaign or area of your advertising that you want to improve
Okay.
and experiment with incorporating AI tools there.
So maybe start with something like retargeting ads, like the example you mentioned earlier.
That's a great place to start. Or maybe experiment with different audience targeting options to see how AI can help you refine who you're reaching.
So it's about dipping your toes in the water and getting comfortable with the technology before diving headfirst into the deep end.
Precisely. And Meta actually offers a lot of resources and tutorials to help businesses get started with their AI-powered advertising tools.
Oh, that's helpful. So there's support available if you need it.
Absolutely. And Alexia also encourages entrepreneurs to embrace the ongoing learning process. The world of AI is constantly evolving, so staying curious and keeping up with the latest advancements is key.
I imagine there are tons of online courses, blogs, and podcasts dedicated to AI and advertising.
There are. And don't underestimate the power of networking and connecting with other entrepreneurs who are already using AI in their businesses.
It's always helpful to learn from others' experiences and share best practices. Now, I know you're also very interested in the potential impact of AI on entrepreneurship beyond advertising.
Right.
Alexia dives into this in the podcast as well, right?
She does. She sees AI as a transformative force that will fundamentally change how businesses operate across all industries and functions.
Okay, so paint a picture for me. What does this future of AI-driven entrepreneurship look like?
Well, one of the biggest changes will be in the area of automation. We've already talked about how AI can automate tasks like email marketing and social media management.
Hmm.
But as AI technology continues to advance, it will be able to handle even more complex tasks.
What kind of tasks are we talking about?
Think things like data entry, scheduling appointments, even drafting contracts or writing reports. AI will be able to handle a lot of the administrative heavy lifting that currently consumes so much of an entrepreneur's time.
So entrepreneurs will be able to free up their mental bandwidth to focus on more strategic and creative work.
Exactly. And that's where human ingenuity will really shine. Alexia believes that AI will actually augment human capabilities, not replace them.
So it's not about humans versus machines, it's about humans and machines working together.
Precisely. It's about leveraging the strengths of both to achieve even greater outcomes. Another area where AI will have a huge impact is in decision-making. We've already touched on how AI can analyze data and provide insights,
Right.
but as AI gets better at understanding and interpreting data, it will be able to offer even more sophisticated recommendations.
So instead of just presenting data points, AI will be able to tell you what those data points mean and what actions you should take based on them.
Exactly. It'll be like having a super intelligent advisor on your team guiding you towards the best possible decisions. And this will have a profound impact on everything from product development to marketing strategies to financial planning.
It sounds like AI will essentially democratize access to expertise.
Hmm.
Even small businesses will be able to make decisions with the same level of sophistication as large corporations.
That's a key point Alexia makes. She sees AI as a way to level the playing field and empower entrepreneurs of all sizes to compete on a global scale.
That's really exciting. But of course, with any new technology, there are always potential downsides and risks to consider.
Absolutely. And Alexi doesn't shy away from addressing those in the podcast. One concern she raises is the potential impact on jobs.
Right. There's a lot of discussion about how AI could lead to job displacement.
And it's a valid concern.
Yeah.
As AI becomes capable of handling more tasks, it's likely that some jobs will become automated. But Alexia's perspective on this is actually quite optimistic.
How?
Well, she believes that while AI will certainly automate some existing jobs, it will also create new jobs and opportunities that we can't even imagine yet.
So it's not necessarily about jobs disappearing, it's about jobs changing.
Exactly. It's about adapting to the evolving landscape and acquiring new skills that will be in demand in an AI-driven world.
So instead of fearing AI, we should be focusing on how we can prepare for this future of work.
Absolutely. Alexia stresses the importance of lifelong learning and upskilling both for entrepreneurs and their employees.
What kind of skills will be most valuable in this AI-driven future?
Anything related to creativity, critical thinking, problem solving, and emotional intelligence. These are skills that AI, at least for now, can't replicate.
So the future of work will be about humans and AI collaborating, each playing to their strengths.
Exactly. It's about finding that synergy where human ingenuity and AI's capabilities complement each other.
That's a really hopeful perspective. Are there any other potential downsides that entrepreneurs should be aware of?
Alexia also talks about the importance of data privacy and security. AI relies on vast amounts of data, and it's crucial to handle that data responsibly and ethically.
So entrepreneurs need to be mindful of how they're collecting, storing, and using data.
Absolutely. It's about being transparent with customers, obtaining consent, and implementing appropriate security measures to protect sensitive information.
It's also about being aware of potential biases in AI algorithms, right?
Yes, that's another important point. AI algorithms are trained on data, and if that data is biased, the algorithms can perpetuate those biases.
So for example, if an AI algorithm is trained on data that reflects historical gender or racial inequalities, it could make biased decisions that disadvantage certain groups of people.
Exactly. It's crucial to be aware of these potential biases and to take steps to mitigate them. This might involve carefully curating the data that's used to train AI algorithms or using techniques to debias the algorithms themselves.
So it's not just about using AI, it's about using it responsibly and ethically.
Precisely. And that's a message that Alexia really emphasizes throughout the podcast. AI is a powerful tool, but it's up to us to ensure that it's used for good.
This has been a fascinating discussion, and it sounds like AI is poised to have a profound impact on the world of entrepreneurship.
It is. And while there are certainly challenges and risks to navigate, the potential benefits are enormous.
I'm excited to see how this technology continues to evolve and how entrepreneurs will leverage it to create innovative new businesses and solutions.
Me too. It's a truly exciting time to be an entrepreneur.
Well, we've covered a lot of ground in this deep dive, from exploring how AI can help with ideation, automation, and decision-making, to discussing the potential impact on jobs and the importance of responsible AI use.
But our exploration of Alexia Kabir's podcast and the world of AI for entrepreneurs isn't over yet.
Welcome back. We're jumping right back into Alexia Kabir's insights on AI for entrepreneurs.
Okay.
We've talked about the what and the why of AI,
Mm-hmm.
but now I'm really curious about the how.
Yeah, the practical stuff.
Yeah, how can you actually start integrating AI into your business?
Well, Alexia provides some really practical advice here.
Yeah.
And she starts by emphasizing the importance of a mindset shift.
A mindset shift. I'm intrigued. What does she mean by that?
It's about moving away from this fear-based narrative around AI.
Okay.
The idea that robots are coming for our jobs,
Right.
and instead embracing AI as a tool that can help us achieve our goals.
So less Terminator, more helpful assistant.
Exactly. Think of it as a collaborative partner
Okay.
that can amplify your capabilities, not replace them.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
But where do you even begin? The AI landscape feels so vast and complex.
Alexia recommends starting by identifying the specific areas of your business where AI can add the most value.
Okay.
Take a step back and analyze your current processes. Where are the bottlenecks?
Uh-huh.
Which tasks are time-consuming or repetitive?
So really pinpoint those pain points where AI could potentially provide a solution.
Yeah.
I like that approach.
Right. It's about being strategic and focusing on areas where AI can make a real difference. And then she suggests looking for what she calls low-hanging fruit.
Okay.
Tasks that can be easily automated or improved with existing AI tools.
That's a great way to put it. Don't try to boil the ocean. Start with smaller, manageable projects
Right.
to build momentum and gain confidence. Any examples of this low-hanging fruit in action?
Absolutely. Think about your customer service, for example.
Okay.
AI-powered chatbots can handle a large volume of inquiries,
Yeah,
freeing up your team to focus on more complex issues.
that makes sense.
Or consider using AI for social media scheduling and content creation.
Okay.
There are tools that can analyze your audience and suggest optimal posting times, and even generate captions or images.
Those are fantastic examples. It's like taking those everyday tasks that can bog you down and handing them off to a highly efficient assistant.
Exactly.
What about tools? Where do you even start looking for the right ones?
Alexia really emphasizes experimentation. There's a vast ecosystem of AI tools available. Right.
And the best way to find what works for your business is to try them out.
But it can feel overwhelming to even know where to start, right? Especially with new tools popping up all the time.
You're right, it can be a lot to navigate. Alexia recommends starting with free or low-cost options just to get a feel for how different tools work.
So a bit of a trial and error approach. I like that. It takes the pressure off.
Exactly. And don't be afraid to ask for recommendations.
Okay.
Talk to other entrepreneurs in your network or join online communities where people are sharing their experiences with different AI tools.
That peer-to-peer learning is so valuable. And it sounds like Alexia is a big advocate for continuous learning in general when it comes to AI.
She is. She stresses that the AI landscape is constantly evolving. So staying curious and keeping up with the latest advancements is key.
Like anything in the tech world, right? You have
Sure.
to be willing to adapt and learn as you go. Are there specific resources she recommends?
She mentions online courses and tutorials offered by companies like Google and Microsoft. Yeah.
They provide a great foundation for understanding AI concepts and applications. And there are countless blogs, podcasts, and newsletters dedicated to AI and its impact on various industries.
It sounds like there's a wealth of information out there if you're willing to dig in. But beyond just learning about AI, what about actually integrating it into your workflows?
Alexia suggests taking a phased approach. Start with one tool or one specific process,
Okay.
and then gradually scale up as you gain more experience and confidence.
So it's about building that AI muscle gradually rather than trying to do a complete AI makeover overnight. That's a really smart strategy.
It is, and it allows you to adapt and adjust along the way rather than getting overwhelmed by trying to implement everything at once.
And I imagine this phased approach also helps your team get comfortable with using AI tools.
Absolutely. Alexia really stresses the importance of bringing your team along on this journey.
Okay.
Make sure they understand the value of AI, how it will impact their roles, and provide them with the training and support they need to use the tools effectively.
It's about making sure everyone's on board and feels empowered rather than threatened by this new technology. That makes a lot of sense.
It does. And ultimately, that's what Alexia's message is all about. It's about using AI to create a better future for entrepreneurship,
Yeah.
a future where technology empowers us to be more efficient,
Hmm.
more creative, and more successful.
This has been such an insightful deep dive into Alexia's world.
Hmm.
We've gone from exploring the power of AI to discussing practical tips for implementation and even touching on the bigger picture of how AI is shaping the future of entrepreneurship.
It's amazing to see how this technology is evolving and how accessible it's becoming to entrepreneurs of all sizes.
Absolutely. And as Alexia reminds us, it's just the beginning. The possibilities are truly endless.
So now we turn it back to you. What resonated with you the most from this deep dive? What areas of your business are you most excited to explore with AI? We encourage you to continue this exploration, to experiment, and to embrace the transformative power of AI. And remember, as you embark on this journey, the key is to start small, stay curious, and never stop learning.